100 rated chess, but you have poor anger management. Anytime something of yours is captured, you must throw a tantrum by making the longest possible move you can. I have never slammed a table during anger, by the way. I don't even know why I'm saying that, but let's go anyway. We get a 101 from India. Okay, so the most obvious thing that I can see is that I must try to avoid getting captured as much as possible. E3. E4 would have been too dangerous. The e-pawn can literally be attacked and captured at any time, so E3 is a much safer option, but it still opens up my light bishop and queen. And no, I'm not a coward. E5. Bishop C4. Queen F6. Very aggressive. Knight C3. Bishop C5. Knight D5 is really good here, but I don't want to rush. Getting tactical isn't a good idea because the game can fall apart very quickly as soon as my opponent makes the first capture. Knight F3 instead. Knight H6. Aha! He's definitely threatening Knight G4 attack my F-pawn. H3 keeping everything safe. H3 can also prevent Bishop G4, as long as there is no capture happening. We can slowly accumulate our progress. G5. Very aggressive. He's obviously threatening G4 and I actually will not be able to avoid a capture. Need to stop that at all costs. Knight E4. Forking the queen and bishop, but the real purpose is to capture the G-pawn after he moves his queen to the other side to defend his bishop. Which didn't happen. Okay, that is actually very problematic because even though he blunders a bishop, I have no intention of capturing that. The kingside problem is still a lot more severe, and after a while of thinking, I still have to take this pawn. This is really bad though. E4 now I probably won't be able to avoid a capture. And he played it. G4 counterattack. I can't completely neutralize this, but at least I can delay the capture. Or he can just take the pawn with the knight. That blunders a horsey, but I am now in hypothetical anger. Need to make the longest possible move. Bishop takes F7 is forced. King E7. Okay, now if I take his knight it's gonna come with a recapture from his queen, but if I don't then he's still going to take something anyway. So in situations where there is no optimal option like this, I usually prefer the best move. Then I have to do some math to find which is the longest move after he recaptures though. Never mind. Alright, at least we got away with the pawn. All the pieces are still very loose though. D4 counterattack. Who knows, maybe he thinks the French move is forced. He knows it's not. C3. Bishop back. Okay, after thinking for a while I still couldn't find a good way to resolve the problem on the king side. Let's just accept that we're gonna lose some materials. I'll save this knight. Defending the pawn on G4 after he takes my knight. Queen takes G5. So before this I've always thought that Bishop E3 was the longest move, but only at this point I realized that I have made a crucial mistake. It is actually shorter than Rook takes H7. Rook from H1 to H7 is 6 squares, Bishop F7 to B3 is square root of 32, and since square root of 32 is definitely smaller than 6, I am now opening up his rook to destroy my entire back rank. Rook takes H7. Bishop B3 is forced. There he comes. King D2. That was a fatal mistake. I would have just moved the rook inside had I realized that sooner. But what's done is done. Who knows, maybe he won't take the queen. And he didn't. Wow. That blunders a rook. Bishop takes G4. Another capture. Queen H1 H8 is 7 square. Bishop B3 G8 is square root of 50, and since square root of 50 is bigger than 7, Bishop G8 is forced. If he didn't see the horizontal capture, maybe he won't see a backward one. He did. Queen H8 is forced. Queen takes H8. Aha! With everything locked down undeveloped, now my knight is actually the piece that can make the longest move on my board. Knight G6 royal fork. It's alright, at the end of the day it's just a queen trade. King f7. Knight takes h8 check. King g8. Ha! Knight g6 getting away. You know what? I think I'll only move this knight for the rest of this game. Never mind. It was a queen trade, but I guess losing a queen was too much for him. A win is a win. Mission accomplished.